welcome to my home. I'm Dr. Heather DiBlasi, addiction psychologist. I have over 30 years of experience that I bring to you in your communities. And I wanted to share a little bit of me and my home, as you can see behind me, with you today. So many people have opened up their homes, their communities, their Elks Lodges with me, and I'm grateful for that. We've made some really good partnerships, and we're going to keep that momentum going today. I come to you, like I said, with over 30 years of experience of working with families and children and couples and individuals in the substance use treatment space, in the drug and alcohol prevention space, and education as well. And I want to keep these partnerships growing and multiplying and just keep up the positive work that we've been doing up until now and as we're going forward. So I want to talk to you today about the positive changes that we're making in communities nationwide. I want to talk to you about new programs that you will see the Dr. Heather Talks brand bringing to you. The new programs through the DAP program that are happening. I want to talk to you about drugs to watch out for, new current drug trends, new programs that are fun and exciting and filled with educational facts. But how do we get this out to the children and family and parents and school personnel in a fun and educational way? I want to talk about how do we form partnerships as we go forward to bring these changes and keep that momentum going even after I leave. Because schools don't like one and done programs. They like a program that's dynamic, that's motivational, and that continues to educate the children long after we're gone. But also too, how do we make that partnership with the Elks? How do we get the Elk involved in the community so that even after my presentation and I'm done in the community and I move on and I go forward to another school in another community, how do you keep up that work and that partnership? I've seen so many changes in my career over 30 years in the education space, starting out with just say no programs and scare tactics that we know don't work. We know education works and we know partnership works. So let's get busy. Let's go forward. I'm not going to talk to you about social media postings, and I'm not going to talk to you about SEO rankings, and I'm not going to talk to you about how many clicks on the internet. What I'm going to talk to you about is how do we build programs that sustain changes? How do we make sustainable changes in our community? And how do we help our community? Have you heard people say it takes a village to raise a child, or it takes many, many people to build your community? I'm not only going to talk about it, I'm going to show you how. Because we are the village together. So I'm excited about these changes, and I'm going to show you a little more. Stay tuned as we keep moving forward. Here at the beach, my happy place, my natural high. I love coming here to relax, unwind, get inspiration, come up with ideas, or just spend time with my family and friends. I wanted to share something with you, which means a lot to me. You know the starfish story? About how you make a difference in the lives of all the people that you talk to and touch. But the starfish story, for people who don't know the starfish story, is about a little kid who was walking on the beach and found starfish all over the place. And if you don't know, starfish have to survive in the water. So when they're out of the water, they're dying. So the little child that saw the starfish picked him up and started throwing them back into the ocean. And someone said, "What are you doing? You possibly cannot make a difference in every single one of these starfish. You possibly cannot save every single one." And with that, the person picked up another starfish and threw it back in the ocean and said, "But I can for this one." And that's what we're doing together. That's what I do in my life every day. I'm saving lives. I'm helping people. And you are doing the exact same thing in your communities. You're saving lives. You're making the difference in your community. You're making the difference in the lives of children and families. And you're saving people. And you're saving lives. And that's what we're doing together. And that's why we come out and I speak to your communities, and I come and I speak in the schools, because to this one, I'm making a difference. To this one, you're making a difference. But together, we're making a giant impact all over the United States. So let's get together and make this our best year yet, and let's save more lives together. Woo! Surprise! Welcome to my hometown of Atlantic Highlands. You've been so gracious to bring me into your community and your hometown. I thought I would show you mine. I love my hometown. So I wanted to show you a little piece of the Atlantic Highlands Harbor, of the town that I grew up in. But I'm here to talk to you today about the new exciting programs and the additions that we're bringing to the Dr. Heather Talks. We have a ton of presentations that we can bring out to you. But what's more important is, what are you seeing in your hometown? What are the obstacles you're facing? What is the topics that you want to educate your students on? Because that's what we focus on. Each presentation that we bring out to you is custom. It is custom written, it is custom designed for you and your topics that you want to address. We are bringing some new exciting choices out there to you, like, for example, Islands of Choices. This is an interactive game where the entire audience gets involved. Everyone, teachers, faculty, the principal, anybody in the room can get involved in this. But we're going to educate everybody there based on evidence research. However, the kids don't know that's going on. All they know is they're having a great time. They're learning something in the process, which is going to help them make better, positive choices going forward. Sustainable change is what we're going for. We learned that just saying no just doesn't work. So that's why we're educating, because research shows education is what works. Do you hear that boat horn? Because we are live and we go with the flow here, just like we do with presentations. So as I was saying, is that, what are you seeing in your community? Because I can tell you what I'm seeing. As you know, I work in the field. So what are some of the things that I'm seeing? What we're seeing is vaping seems to be an increasing, growing problem. Is it in your community? What about Delta 8? What about Kratom? What about 2C? Fentanyl, opioids? What are you seeing? I know a lot of communities and a lot of people come to me and ask me if I can present on marijuana and vaping and edibles, because if we don't have that education, our kids don't have that education, because there's a lot of mixed messaging that is out there. Our kids think vaping is safe, and they don't realize that they're the new generation of smokers. So we need to educate them. And we do this again in a fun, interactive way. I bring presentations out there, and new and exciting for this year too is about gaming addiction and gambling disorders, substance use prevention, alcohol. These are things that our kids need to know about, the truth behind it, but the education as well. I have students that come and email me after the presentations, or that will come up to me after the presentations and tell me or ask me questions. I've had students hand me their vapes. A young student, 8 years old, actually handed me a vape and said, Dr. Heather, after hearing your presentation, I don't want to do this anymore. Here's my vape. I've had students that after the presentations, they come up and they hand them to me, or they hand them to their principal, and they say, I'm making a better choice for my life. And that's what we want. We want better choices in the communities. We want better choices in the schools. Because if we help one person, if we help one family, we help that change into that family's life or into that child's life, what does that have in the future for them? How does that get multiplied as we go forward? Our students want information. They don't know where to get it, so they go online. They go to Dr. Google. Dr. Google doesn't always tell them the truth. They also turn to Wikipedia, which doesn't always tell them the truth. But I come out with the truth, and I come out with education, and I come out with the evidence base, and that's what these programs are based on. The other thing too is, schools don't want a one and done program. They want sustainable change, and that's where you come in, so that we can be proactive. We can come together as a healthy community, and we can make sustainable change. And I know I've said sustainable change a few times today, because that's what it's going to take to make that change in your community. We also want to make sure too that we can make our students stop and think and have critical thinking skills, because the longer we can push off their first use, the longer we can not have them use, the less likely they are to develop a substance use disorder. The more likely they are to go on to do bigger and better things, and that's what we want. Now, reach out to me. Let's get this partnership going. Let's get these communities changing, because we want healthy communities. Healthy individuals equal healthy families, which equal healthier communities. Let's do this together. Let's form the partnership, and let's keep going forward with this momentum. Love to everybody out there. Please reach out to me at www.drheathertalks.com. Looking forward to hearing from you. Talk to you soon. Everyone, I've got one more surprise from you. Follow me, because we are at my home Elks Lodge. Woo! We are at Red Bank. Can you see it behind me? Like you, I'm an Elks member, and I know your struggles. I know how hard it is to bring programming into a community. I also know how hard it is to get parents to show up at a presentation, how hard it is to get communities to buy into new programs, or even how hard it is to have existing programs thrive. But I'm here for you, to form a partnership with you. If you need help contacting your schools, we'll do that with you. If you need help talking to principals or advertising or whatever it is, please reach out, because we are here to build this sustainable partnership with you. This past year, we have reached over 3 million people. Woo! That is such a success, because think about how many people we have touched, how many opportunities for people to make good choices. We have done podcasts and webinars and workshops, and our presentations have been live, but they've also been televised. These are big wins, from elementary schools to universities and parent programs and faculty presentations, corporations, community programs, Elks Lodges, because we are here to change lives. So let me ask you this question. Are you ready to bring me into your town? Are you ready to bring me into your schools and your lodge? Are you ready to make changes? Sustainable changes, because we are changing lives. I'm lighting a little spark today, and I want you to take it and make a big fire. And let me help you. Let's educate your students. Let's make change. Let's save lives. But here's your call to action. You don't need one. You're Elks. You make things happen. So let's do it together. Again, reach out to me at heather@drheathertalks.com, or go to my website at www.drheathertalks.com. I am so looking forward to working with you and making everlasting changes in your community. See everyone soon. Bye.